My roommate's boyfriend accused me of dealing drugs, then told the landlord exactly where to find his stash. Living with my college roommate Jenna was fine until she started dating my cousin Kyle. Yeah, my cousin. Kyle's mom is my dad's sister. She married a retired cop named Frank 3 years ago. Frank runs a tight ship, checks Kyle's room regularly, zero tolerance for anything sketchy. So when Kyle started dating Jenna, he basically moved into our apartment without paying rent. He was there constantly, eating my food, using my shampoo, leaving the toilet seat up like his name was on the lease. I worked long shifts at a dentist office across town, left at 7, back by 6. Kyle had the apartment to himself for hours. One night, I came home early and found him coming out of my bedroom. "What were you doing in there?" He shrugged. "Looking for a phone charger." I let it go. Kyle was always crossing boundaries. This was just more of the same. 2 weeks later, I mentioned to Jenna that my air vent had been making a rattling noise. Said I might ask the landlord to check it. Kyle was in the kitchen when I said it. 3 days later, Jenna cornered me before work. "Kyle told me you've been selling stuff out of the apartment." "Excuse me?" "He saw baggies in your room. People coming by when I'm at class." I stared at her. "Are you serious right now?" He wouldn't lie about something like that. "Jenna, I hand people toothbrushes for a living." She crossed her arms. "Maybe you should find somewhere else to live. I don't feel safe." I almost laughed. Almost. That afternoon, my landlord called. Said he'd received complaints about foot traffic and strangers buzzing the apartment. Said Jenna had come to him with concerns. 2 weeks to resolve it, or he'd involve police. Kyle texted me that night. "Tough break. Guess some people can't handle getting caught." The next morning at work, Dr. Novak asked why I looked exhausted. I told him everything. "The complaints about foot traffic," he said. "If you're at work all day, who's actually letting people in?" I called my landlord that afternoon. "You think I'm dealing? Search my apartment." "But I want everyone present. Jenna, Kyle, I want the person who accused me to watch you find nothing." Saturday morning, Jenna looked nervous. Kyle looked smug, like he already knew how this would end. The landlord searched the kitchen, living room, Jenna's bedroom, nothing. My room, closet, under the bed, behind the dresser, nothing. He was about to wrap up when Kyle spoke. "Did you check the air vent? That's where people usually hide stuff." The landlord removed the vent cover. Inside was a gallon-sized bag filled with smaller baggies of white powder, enough to ruin my entire life. Silence. I kept my voice steady. "Funny. I never mentioned a vent. How'd you know to look there, Kyle?" Kyle's face went white. He stammered. "People hide stuff in vents. Everyone knows that. But you said you were never in my room, so how would you know what's in my vent?" Jenna stared at him. The landlord stared at him. Kyle had no answer. I called my aunt. 20 minutes later, she arrived with Frank. When Frank saw that bag, his face turned to stone. Kyle tried to say I planted it. Frank said, "Son, you told everyone exactly where to find it. Want to try again?" Kyle didn't have a retry. My aunt kept apologizing to me. I told her it wasn't her fault. Frank took Kyle home that night. Something about a program he was supposed to have completed 2 years ago. The next morning, I was packing when Jenna tried to apologize. I didn't know. He lied to me. I'm a victim too. I stopped packing. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. You tried to get me evicted. You almost gave me a criminal record. You believed a guy you'd known for 4 months over someone who's had your back for 2 years. And you never even asked me if it was true. Can we move past this? No. You had a choice. You picked him. Now you get to live with that. I grabbed my last box and headed for the door. Jenna's voice cracked. "What am I supposed to do now?" I didn't turn around. "I don't know. Maybe ask Kyle." Oh wait, I closed the door behind me.